The MLB has proposed a new format to the playoffs in which 7 teams would join the postseason instead of the current 5. Wildcard games would be changed to a best-of-3 series, and teams would be seeded first by division winners, followed by teams with the highest win totals. Ty, how do you feel about this proposal?
Okay, I'm going to say something. Some people probably aren't going to agree with this, but I don't think it's that bad for the league. I mean, like, some people are saying you're ruining baseball, you're changing it too much. Like, baseball, it's something that's been in the same way for a very long time. But also, a lot of people are starting to not watch baseball because of the pace of play and certain things like that. I feel like they should at least take the opportunity to try and change a little bit. If it doesn't work, then maybe they change it back. But I think that this way that they're trying to change it, trying to figure out different ways that maybe can make it a little bit more exciting, because right now only 10 teams make it. There's 30 teams in the MLB, 30 teams, right? So if only 10 teams make it, the other 20 teams, they're not watching. They're not watching the games. Why would they? So adding these teams not only adds to the amount of people who are watching, the amount of games that are played in a season, it makes more people watch baseball, and I think that's what the MLB is trying to target.
You talk about some people that don't want things to change. They want to keep things the same like it's always been. I'm one of those guys. I think that this is ridiculous. Rob Manfred's only been trying to change the pace of play. Adding in these teams, it just doesn't make sense. You want to add in 2 teams that are you want to add in teams that okay, wait, I'm just going to cut this out. You're talking about 10 teams that make the playoffs. That's a third of the league. That's the top third of the league. You want to add in more teams? It just seems more like a participation trophy to make the playoffs. The teams that make it earn it. And Manfred, you talk about playing more games. This is all for money in my eyes. The game has been here the longest of all. It doesn't change that much. You're talking about they can revert things. Let's be honest. You start something, you're not changing it back because it just looks worse. This is a bad move by MLB. I don't support it, and it just seems like they're just trying to get money at this point.
Well, when you look at it in that way, there's definitely is. There's a certain thing in the MLB is, are you going to go at the classic fans, the people who like the game how it's been for many years, or are you going to try and attract new fans that maybe have stopped watching or just, kind of almost gotten bored with baseball?
See, those classic fans are called real baseball fans. The people that can't watch a full game and they just say, oh, it's 9 innings, I'm going to stop after 5. You're not a real baseball fan.
Well, then it goes back to the thing of, the MLB is overall, you say it's money. It is overall a business. I mean, we talk about contracts all the time. We talk about all these different things. It overall is a business. So, there always is going to be that motivation of what's going to make me the most money. And this is a way to make more money, not only because of TV ratings and stuff like that, but because there's a chance that, it brings back more fans and it does more things. Not only that, but 10 teams only making the playoffs, you could say participation award. But what happens if we had the Nationals this year go from the wild card all the way to the World Series and win it? Now we're adding a few more teams. Not only does that give more opportunity to a lot of teams that, are right on the cusp but not able to make it in and probably would make a run if they were in, but it gives an opportunity to fans of those teams who never get to see their teams in the playoffs.
You say probably, you say all these what ifs. The Nationals were a top 10 team. A top 10 team won. That makes sense. You talk about a team that's right on the cusp. They didn't make it because they weren't good enough. So what do? You come back next year and you prove it to yourself. Having more teams join, it just doesn't seem like you earned it. If you're that last seed, you just barely make it in. You compare it to other sports, you're the 8th seed in the NBA, you have a losing record. Is that a playoff team? Is it?
I mean, that's definitely the argument, isn't it? So, I mean, it's a business, so there definitely is some money things into it. When you get into the baseball parts of it, is it attacking the core of baseball? Then yeah, there's definitely an argument there on we should probably keep, if you're a true baseball fan, you want to keep baseball the same, but overall it is a business, so this is definitely a business-made decision.
You need a middle ground, Ty. You need to keep the sport and the business combined in how they're working perfectly. Right now, it seems like the business is going up and the sport's going down.
Thank you for watching SCTV3 on YouTube. Subscribe for news, sports, behind the scenes, and more. Also, follow our socials at SCTV3 on Instagram and Twitter.